Hello, good evening, and welcome to another action-packed, well-thought-through British Hive Mind show, episode 18 now. Yep. So, as the title suggests, this is a bit unplanned, unprepared for, but when you speak from the heart, you don't need to have a script written. You know, that's what politicians can't do nowadays. They can't speak from the heart. They can't. They have to read from a script that's been pre-written, that they've read 100 times a night before, because they don't believe a word of this that's coming out of their mouth. They don't believe it in themselves. So I just thought I'd, do a bit of sort of a freestyle show from the heart, because there's a lot of things that really get my goat. There's probably a lot of things that really get yours as well. And yeah, a lot of people are getting a lot more miffed off, waking up a lot more, and this awakening is spreading to others, because, as we've said before, a lot of people know that there's problems. A lot of people know that there's something that's gone wrong. Something's not quite right. Something isn't on. And a lot of people are seeing the symptoms of what's gone wrong. A lot of people are seeing the causality and the cause. But not a lot more people are seeing the effects rather than the cause. I mean, I meant to say. Because, the cause is the establishment. The cause is the deep state. They're the ones that have planned and put all this into order. And as soon as you start to see that from the 40,000 foot view, you start to see what they're doing, why they're doing it, and the plans and the processes that they're putting in place. But I know we've meant to do a show on like geoengineering and the 5G rollout, but I wanted to get a guest on the show for that. Wanted to get someone with a bit more expertise than I. But I've been looking into it, been researching it myself, but struggling to get guests on the show. So hey, why not hit upon this subject myself? We can always do later episodes and at a later date with more expertise and more information for everyone. So yeah, we can basically touch upon a few things, and maybe later on in time we can have somebody explain them in a bit more depth, because I see that the 5G rollout and geoengineering are working together. One was done primarily for altering weather. Then it has developed and got further and more advanced to being a system that's able to now roll out biological weaponry, chemical weaponry. It's now able to flood the atmosphere with metallic particles. It's now able to flood the atmosphere with poison. For want of a better word, it is poison. Aluminium is poisonous to the human. If you went and ate a chunk of aluminium, you're not going to be feeling very well. And they're spraying that into the atmosphere, along with many other things, strontium, barium. Why? Well, we see the first reason is to they want to block out the sun. Do you remember that Simpsons episode where Mr. Burns built that big dish thing to block out the sun? Yeah. Or the story of the Matrix, where the robots were relying on solar power. So the government decided to spray chemicals in the sky to block out the sun. That's what they're doing. They're saying that that's the reason they're doing it, to block out the sun, to reflect the sun's harmful radiation that's only just suddenly got harmful. It's not been harmful for the past 100 years. You know, in the 1900s, they weren't really complaining about harmful sun rays. Yeah, you get sunburn. Yeah, we knew that. And yeah, it's pretty painful. And yeah, it does develop to skin cancer if you keep on doing it. But it wasn't at this level. It wasn't at this level of government control. It wasn't at this level of forced and pushed narrative. We knew it wasn't the best thing to do, standing out in the sun all day. You know, Mad Dog's an Englishman, out in the midday sun. But we didn't need the government to come and frigging spray stuff in the sky to try to block it out. So that further links onto the Monsanto genetically modified plants that can grow in low light conditions and can grow in aluminium and high acidity soils. I've got to get my words out today. So that's then related down to them controlling the food chain. So that's for them with their primary objective to block out the sun. Then we've moved on to a secondary issue, which is them trying to control the food chain, which is them trying to poison the earth and to acidify and pump full of aluminium the soil, the ground soil. So only Monsanto seeds can grow in the soil. I've seen videos, I've seen YouTube videos of these strands of hair, these strings that were supposed to be looking like spider webs, but they weren't. I've never seen so many of them in my life. It was like the field of wheat had a nice flowing mane of hair, and you could see them dropping from the sky. What are they? Yeah, they're parts of it. They're a part of poisoning the soil, so those crops won't grow. So you have to buy the Monsanto seeds. So the Monsanto seeds you have to buy from Monsanto, and then they don't reproduce more seeds, so you have to buy more seeds from Monsanto. Corporatocracy, corporations ruling the world, this technocracy that they're so eager to put into place. Then, so not only are they trying to block out the sun and say, oh, we're combating climate change by poisoning the atmosphere even further, you've also got where I see it linking with the 5G network. Now, the 5G network is far too powerful for its own good. It doesn't need to be this powerful. To be honest with you, I could transmit now over 4G and we'd still get the same quality broadcast. I could walk down the street and have a 4G working pretty fine, nice and normal. Be out in the middle of a square in the town centre on 4G on Facebook Live. Why do we need to advance it? Why do we need to pump out megawatts of microwave energy? The armour cabling going up to these towers is like that thick. Why do you need armour cable that thick just for transferring data? Why? And this goes hand in hand with the geoengineering because, well, have you ever seen aluminium in a microwave? Have you ever put aluminium foil inside a microwave? I have. And the microwave doesn't react well. So they've got these nanoparticulates of aluminium, of barium, of strontium in the atmosphere. And what do you think is going to happen when the microwave frequencies resonate with those? Because yes, your microwave in your kitchen resonates to the frequency of water. And then the water molecules start vibrating and heating up. That's how it works. Well, what happens when these same microwaves are at a frequency to vibrate the aluminium that's in the atmosphere, the aluminium that's in your body that you've been breathing in because they pumped it into our atmosphere? What's going to happen then when all those particulates start to vibrate, start to resonate? Well, it's certainly going to heat up. Certainly things are going to happen. Certainly it's not going to be a good effect. And this is all being snuck in under the radar. This is all being snuck in without us knowing about it. This is all very Agenda 21. And not one politician has addressed it. Not one politician has addressed the problems with 5G. Not one politician has fucking addressed the actual problems with 4G. Because guess what? 4G is giving people cancer. What do you think 5G is going to do? It's going to give a heck of a lot of people a heck of a lot of cancer. And nobody's doing anything about it. They're promoting it. They're saying, yeah, let's shut down all these trees to give a good 5G signal so it can microwave people's brains and give them all cancer. The scientific studies are there. If you blast a lab rat with 5G microwaves, that lab rat is not going to survive for very long. Scale it up to what it's going to be on a human scale with, 4, 5, 6 masts in every small town. Hundreds of thousands of masts in cities. All of that microwave radiation. Ping. Is going to form, ultimately, a kill switch. Yes, a kill switch, where they can just press the button and turn the microwave on. And once they turn the microwave on, we're all getting, well, even at low levels, it'll start giving people a lot more cancer. And as you stage it up, and scale it up, and scale it up, we could be fried in our sleep. It's a horrifying prospect, but it's not beyond the realms of reality. It's capable. It's easily doable. You can do it. If I went and stripped my microwave down now, took out the necessary parts, and aimed it at this computer, the computer would explode. Gone. If I aimed it at a person, they ain't going to be surviving very long. This microwave radiation is very, very dangerous. And that's at 1 kilowatt. Imagine 1 megawatt. Yeah, that's at 1 kilowatt. Imagine 30 kilowatts or 300 kilowatts. Because they can turn up the power to the maximum. And this armor cabling that they've used, that can handle megawatts. Mega kilowatts. Loads of watts. Loads of power to pump out through those rectangular emitters. And that's only a part of it. That's only a tiny part of it, of what they're trying to do and roll out with this 5G network. So, the geoengineering. I don't think anybody who will watch this will actually doubt it in any way, shape, or form. Geoengineering is a true fact. It is. You look at the planes. You can see the chemtrail for a mile, 2 miles before it dissipates. That's not condensation. Anyone who tries to tell me that that's condensation is clearly either paid opposition or too docile to realise fact from fiction, and is eating down the government narrative. But what can you say? If they won't listen, they won't listen. If they can't see what's blatantly in front of their face, they can't see it. So They're spraying these chemicals into the sky. There's even been cases in California now where doctors have, proper medical doctors, have diagnosed chemtrail lung, a form of bronchitis that's been caused by all the chemical pollutants they pumped into the atmosphere through geoengineering, through the chemtrails. And we're breathing that in, day out. They're poisoning our atmosphere. So the aluminium is not only going in through the blood barrier into the brain, clogging the brain up, making us all a bit more stupid. They've got, I think there's, what's it called, lithium being used in it as well. And lithium is a sort of sedative, a sort of depressant, a sort of calmer to calm people down, I believe. I'm not 100% sure on the scientific facts behind that one, but it's something I know from somewhere else. Then you've got the barium and strontium. I don't know what they're being used for, but I think they might resonate on the right frequency. Which is, yeah, acid rain. I remember one of our guests on here, Alice, was talking about how if she leaves the post out in the rain, the post dissolves. It actually dissolves, turns to mush. And you could run an envelope under a tap for 4 days, and it's not going to dissolve the way it does in the rain. And all of these things are right in front of our faces. We're not doing anything about them. You know? This is conspiracy theory when it's more like proven fact. Ooh, I shouldn't really do that. Yeah, but it is more like proven fact. But it's a multi-layered. That's what I'm trying to get at with geoengineering. It's not just to tackle climate change as they're portraying it. It's actually very nefarious. It's very underhand, very dark, very slow kill. But it's turned into a fact now. They can use it as a quick kill. They were trying to use it as a slow kill just to try and gently poison us, try and make us stupid, try and make us docile, try and give us Alzheimer's, make it so the elderly are a burden or more of a burden on society, to give them the government the right to euthanize them because they can't afford to pay the pensions, because they've squandered all the money, because that's what they can do. And yeah, that was the slow kill option that they had. But now with the release of 5G and the microwave weaponry that they do definitely possess, definitely. I'm not sure. I've not seen the tank with like a bubble on top that radiates microwave energy, but it's not beyond feasibility. That a truck like that, like the Google truck that came around with its little spinny camera on it, could actually change that camera for a microwave emitter. Let's go around the town and microwave everybody in the sleep. Because who's going to be up at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning? Not many people. If people are asleep in bed, it's like the frog. Boil. Don't put the frog in boiling water. Put it in cold water and then turn it up to boil. It won't jump out. It will boil itself. It will boil without jumping out. But with all this metallic chaff in our atmosphere, with all of it being breathing it in, becoming part of our body, being actually inside you, it just, I know I'm being quite nihilistic on this and quite the world's going to end sort of thing. But once you look into it, once you research it, the 5G network can be used as the kill switch, as a way for the elites, for the deep state to retreat to their underground bunkers, protected with concrete and lead, then flip the switch, turn up the full power on the 5G network. Everybody's died in the sleep. Everybody got nucleated. Everybody got, microwaved in the sleep whilst they were underground, pressing the button. They come back up. The whole world's their oyster because everybody's dead. They'd rather, the deep state and the political elites would rather rule over the ashes of a burnt world than be thrown from their seats of power because they're that corrupt. It's a sorry state of affairs when you've got to question things like this. But I keep saying it, scratch beneath the veneer. Have a look into things, have a research of things, and you'll find out that these sick, satanic, Luciferian scum, this is well within their remit. This is part of their plan. They'd love it, absolutely love to sneak something in under the radar that they control, that they can turn up to full power and kill everybody. That's only one. That's only the death switch side of it. Then you've got the progressive part of it, which is 5G microwave radiation is going to give people cancer. It's going to give more and more and more people cancer over the next 20, 30 years. You know, it's not going to be an instant everybody's got cancer. It's going to be the next 20, 30 years. By that time, they would have privatised the NHS. By that time, it will be corporate run. And we will all have to buy insurance. And we'll all have to pay for insurance through insurance companies to get the necessary healthcare. So they'll be making a buckload of profits and a buckload of money off a lot of people getting cancer. And these will be rather aggressive cancers, I see, as well. You know, not just your benign skin cancer. No. Chunky, huge brain tumours, huge lung tumours. These are the major ones that the cell phone, the microwave radiation affects. That's what it mainly affects, is the brain. If you hold your phone up to your side of your head for hours a day, guess what? You've got a much higher chance of getting a brain tumour in that hemisphere of your brain, in that part of your brain where the phone's been. And that's just off 4G. Imagine it on 5G. Imagine it throwing out, the phone, it's like 1 watt of power. Imagine it throwing out 4, 5, 6 watts of power. Imagine. And then you've got the next stage of the 5G rollout, which is the other thing that they really, really want, more government control, which is the internet of everything. So not only can my laptop computer talk to my smartphone, talk to my smart TV, talk to my games console, talk to my games PC, talk to my refrigerator, talk to my smart meter, talk to my watch, talk to everything, and mass data gather. Because they love a bit of data. They love it. Yum, 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 yum. Getting all the data so they can use it against you. Not just to sell you stuff, because that's what a lot of it's going to be. That's going to be the rose-tinted spectacles version of it. Oh yeah, we're just gathering this data so we know what to try and sell you. Yeah. So your fridge is going to speak to your bank card. So you go over to your fridge, you'll get out a pizza, that's been bought from the shop that knows everything, that knows you own that pizza, knows the exact tracking on that pizza. So when you open that pizza and you don't put the cardboard box in the recycling, it knows from all of the stuff and information that it's gathered upon you that you've broken the law and you must be fined. So then it will automatically fine you. This is big state. This is massive Big Brother tactics. The Internet of Everything is the real Big Brother, and they want it so bad. You know, your fridge will talk to you and say, "Oh, you've eaten a pizza. Oh, let's order a new pizza." So you've always got a new pizza in. Oh, it will be delivered tomorrow at this time. Oh. And that pizza will come from the corporatocracy. What is it? Because I spent all my money at the company store. Guess what? They like that. They want you to work for the company, have to buy from the company store, have to live in company housing, so all of your wages, you'll start with the wage, and then all of these will come out before you get your wage. That is exactly what they want. They like income tax, like national insurance. They want to be able to go, thank you. Now you can have the change. We'll take a huge whack of what you earn and give you the change. But, oh, don't worry. We'll provide you housing. We provide you a shop to buy your food from. We'll provide you with this. We'll provide you with that. We provided you with a job. We provided you with this. You're a nice little, good little slave doing as the company says, because it's not going to be like 1984 working for the party. It is going to be working for the company, because we know the United Kingdom Limited is a company. We know the UK Crown Corporation is a company. How long do you think it's going to be before these conglomerate companies, Nestle, Unilever, etc., are all merged into one company? The one company that produces everything for you, that tracks everything, monitors everything, and sees you as nothing more than a little debt slave ant to do its bidding. It's coming. I know it's a dystopian view of the future, but unless we stop it, that's what they want to put in place. That is heaven. Heaven for the corporate elite. Heaven for the deep state. Heaven for the globalists. To have the one company, to rule the one world, to rule the one religion, to rule the one freaking currency. To all be run by the Antichrist himself. And they have all the plans, they have all the power, they have all the mechanisms in place, ready to do it. And the more we sit back and say, it's right, don't worry about it. Oh, I'll get a new phone. Oh, I'll get a new smartphone that can do this, that, and the other. Oh, I can control my TV from my smartphone. I can do that anyway, but I can do that now. Oh, I'm always connected to Facebook now. I'm always being monitored. They always know my GPS location now. They all know exactly who I am, what I'm saying, who I'm saying it to. They know everything. They know what medication you're on. They know. They know how much money you earn. And you really think they're going to use that for nice, happy methods? They really think they're going to use that for your benefit or for their benefit? Or for your detriment? because I definitely don't think it's going to be for our benefit. They'll paint it like it's going to be for our benefit, like getting a chip in your hand. Oh, you can. There you go. Boop. Scanned for. I paid for my shopping. Woo. 6 months later. What's wrong? What's gone wrong? What's going on? You have said the wrong thing to the wrong person. You are accused of being Islamophobic. Your money has been cut off. Not so far away. Not so far away. And well, that's a domino that's quite far down the line. But we all know of Agenda 21, Agenda 2030. They want to cull us. They don't want us living on this planet as we do. They don't want us free. They found that it's a lot easier to rule over a very few impoverished people than a few billion impoverished people. Because the dream, the American dream, it's running out. Time's ticking, time's running out. Debt bubble's going to burst. We know that. It's a when, not an if. The pension bubble, that's going to burst. When that bursts, these people have been working 50, 60 years. Well, for 40, 50 years. And to find out that, no, you're not going to get a pension. You've worked your ass off for all that time. You're not going to get a pension. The government can't afford it. I don't see my generation getting a state pension. Not a chance. I think they would have all tried to kill us off by then. By the time I'm 65, the attempt would have been made. And it's on us, all of us, to wake each other up, tell each other facts, get to the crux of the matter, help inform others, and stand up, rise up. Got to, because 5G's not far away. Once they've got that ultimate kill switch, then they've already got us by the short and curlies. But once they can, express that power, and well, in America, I believe it is part of the Obama legacy that was supposed to carry on to Hillary, that they were going to put this death network in place so they could rule with the iron fist, kill millions that rose up against them because they didn't want to carry on with their lunatic policies. You can see it happening in the UK. More and more of us are getting together. More and more of us are getting awake and getting, some motivation behind us to want to go and stop these people. And if, I hate to predict this, I hate to see this, I hate to even imagine this could happen at a rally. We're having a big rally. There's 5G towers here and there. What's to stop them from turning them up to the maximum and radiating us all? They have no morals. Christ, they're bombing children. They're selling, they're selling bombs to Saudi Arabia to bomb children in Yemen. They're bombing civilians in Syria. They bombed the living heck out of Iraq. They've bombed our own people in false flags to try to further their freaking cause. These are sick, twisted people. And to think they wouldn't is to be naive. What they wouldn't want is the blame. I've said this before. They will do whatever they can and whatever's in their power, as long as they can divert the blame and divert the attention away from them. If they can say, well, it wasn't us that caused this civil war, it was them, and we're having to do stuff to fight them that we really wanted in the first place, but yeah, we're going to do it to have to fight them. It's their fault, not ours. That's what they want. That's the narrative. That is the whole push on everything through their media. Is it isn't us. We didn't put this plan in place. We haven't done this on purpose. It's them. They're doing it. They're the bad guys. They must be stopped. Why do you think all of this far-right nonsense has come about? So they can point the finger of blame at us. So if we do ever step out of line, step up to the plate, start making movements, start making actions, they'll say, they're the enemy. They're the bad guys. They're the far right. You've got to stop them. They're an affront to democracy. Yeah. You see how that's going to work for them. Now, yeah. How can we have these politicians? How can we have these people in office that won't answer these questions? That won't answer the question on 5G? Won't answer the question on the chemtrails? They will not answer these questions. They'll avoid them like the plague because this is part of their one of the. I see it as one of the biggest parts of their plan. With the way they've diverted attention away from it, the way that they've hidden it in plain sight, the way that they've painted it to be a good thing, the way that they've shouted down anybody as a conspiracy theorist that wants to question it. All of these actions point to geoengineering, chemtrail, and 5G being a crucial key part of their plan. And if you look into it and research it, and it being, from what I believe and what I see, a sort of nuclear deterrent, a nuclear button to use against their own civilians, to use against their own people, that's not going to destroy the buildings, the housing, or the infrastructure. It's just going to kill the people. A death ray. Now, think about that as a globalist elite. Think about that as a deep state operative. Isn't that the perfect way to execute Agenda 21? Isn't that the perfect way to execute Agenda 2030? Whichever one you want to believe in. Isn't that the perfect way to do it? Set up microwave transmitters in every little town, city, all upon the nation. Do it on the taxpayer money. Or get BT or Virgin to subsidise it as well, because you're subsidising them. And then be able to paint it as, you know, the future, as technology, as something that's going to be good for the people. Paint it all up like that. And then in one fell swoop, you have complete and utter control of the nation. Complete and utter. Because if anyone goes anywhere near that tower, they get fried. If anybody stands up against government, they get fried. That whole town, that whole section, that whole area can get fried. I'm not sure if they can deploy sort of retransmitters or, you know, reflectors to specifically target people. But you can definitely tell they've thought about it. I've heard of instances of a 5G transmitter being fitted to the lamppost outside someone's house. And then the child getting nosebleeds and the child getting, serious mental issues because of this transmitter outside their house. I'm not sure if he was a politically active person, a person who was standing up to the narrative. But cripes, if I saw a little white box or a little dude in a Hive's jacket putting something on a lamppost outside my house, I'd be up on a frigging ladder that evening taking it down. Straight away, definitely. No way, no ifs, no buts, no coconuts. I'll be taking that down. Because I think we discussed this on an earlier episode, you know, the crosses on the pavement outside people's houses. They are monitoring us. They are monitoring our Facebook accounts. They are monitoring our IP addresses, even if we VPN them. They are monitoring us. They are seeing exactly what our beliefs are, exactly how far we're willing to go to stop this tyranny. And I, for one, I'm pretty sure I've got a red cross outside my house or on my head. I'm not bothered about it. Because guess what? In my book, all of them have a big red cross upon them. Who do you think's going to win? Me, with 1 million people behind me? Or them, with a couple of 100,000 paid officers? It's something that the army has stumbled across many a time. You can't beat hearts and minds. You can't win hearts and minds. If somebody really believes in something and somebody really wants something changed, cannot beat an idea with guns and bombs. That's why we're having such a freaking problem with Islam. You can't beat the idea with guns and bombs. You can only beat it with education and argument. And what are they doing to that? They're leaning it in their favour. Yeah. So, yeah, like I was saying, it would be the perfect way for the corporatocracy to hide in the bunkers, to flip a switch, and that's a lot of the population gone. You know, like they did with the Twin Trade Towers. They warned all the Jews beforehand. A lot of Jews that day took the day off work. So a lot of the corporate elites, their friends, their their business associates, we'll get told, we'll get a warning. We'll say, right, everybody go to your bunkers. It's bunker time, everybody. Off we go. Zap. What else can I say? That's the big and small of it. And I can't believe there's no journalists, real proper journalists. I see, Facebookers, and I see YouTubers. I see people, broadcasting this, talking about this, getting this issue out there. Brilliant. But the telebox in the corner won't say sugar all about this. Won't do anything about this. Won't highlight this issue. Not one journalist in one newspaper, I don't think. Well, I don't chuffing read them. I wouldn't bother. Yeah, don't want to be ill-informed. Has mentioned this, has brought this up. This should be a hot topic. This should be a chuffing hotter topic than Syria. Should be a much hotter topic than Skripals. This should be one of the key topics of debate in the United Kingdom. What are they spraying on us? What is it going to do? And what is the power behind this 5G network? What is the true aim of it? Because I see 4G as being reasonably good enough. If I can watch a freaking movie on a bus, I don't need a better internet signal. So why? Why are they pushing this? Why are they putting it out? Why are they pumping it out? Why? And you can only see one real reason why. Two real reasons. That's the Internet of Everything, to control everything, to have everything communicating with each other, and super spying, mass data gathering on a enormous scale that I can't even begin to comprehend. Or two, the Agenda 21, microwave radiation to kill people. Because it will kill people. If there's a high enough burst, it can kill you pretty much instantly. And if it's a low drone, carries on, it's going to give you cancer. Cancer statistics are going to go through the roof even more. They've gone up and up and up and up and up and up. And 5G's off to the sky, off to the stars. And they're going to start blaming smoking. They're going to start blaming global warming and pollution and like that. They'll blame anything else apart from the Wi-Fi technology, wireless technology. They will not blame that. They won't blame the aluminium and the barium and the strontium that's being pumped into the atmosphere. The non-carcinogens that are probably being pumped into the atmosphere as well. They are not going to mention this. Not. It's for us. It's for us to talk about it. It's for us to debate it. It's for us to talk to other people about it in the pub. It's for us to talk about it to other people at work. It's not just talking about it. Talking about it's all well and good. We need to make moves upon it. I don't know what to do. I don't know whether manually taking down the masts would work. I don't know whether... I don't know how you're going to stop an aeroplane from flying about spraying chemicals into the sky. I don't know how on earth you could do that. Security at airports is extraordinarily tight. I wonder why. Like I said yesterday, it's not the war on terrorism, it's the war on freedom, your personal freedom. They want to take that away from you, and they're using terrorists and the disguise, the cloak of terrorism, to take away your rights. Look at America and the TSA. As soon as some terrorist activity started to happen on planes, huge controls around airports. You can't do this, you can't do that, you can't take water, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't inspect the planes, you can't do nothing. You know? Imagine that. Well, I'd like to go to an airport and say, well, no, I don't want to fly on that plane until I've done a full inspection of the plane, because I don't believe that you do a good enough job of inspecting the plane before it takes off. So let me go and inspect the plane. Here's my pilot license and here's my certification documentation to say that I can go and do this. Let me go and do it. Never going to happen. Never going to happen. Yeah. And even the pilots that are doing it, do you think they've been sort of neuro-linguistically programmed? Do you think they've been sort of brainwashed? Do you think they've been sort of fed a false narrative? Lied to? Do you think they're just doing it to keep the paycheck? They've signed a document to say that they can't talk about it, and if they do, they get sacked and bad things happen to them. How many pilots do you think have committed suicide because of this? How many pilots? Yeah. I wonder if the pilots on the planes that have been going missing and crashing and blowing up recently, maybe they had something to do in it as well. You know, because it wasn't just the one person that was on the plane that they wanted to kill. It was maybe a pilot that was willing to talk about things as well. You never know with a nefarious deep state. You never know. Because killing two birds with one stone, they'll see it in their think tanks and say, yeah, we can kill two birds with one stone in this think tank here. Yes, let's do this. Yeah, honey, it's all about the money. It's all about the money nowadays. Here you go, get in debt. You want to get a decent job? Well, you got to go to uni. You got to get in debt. You want to keep your decent job? Yeah, well, you want a decent house? Well, guess what? You got to be in debt. You've got to keep your job, or you're going to lose your house. You got to play ball, or you're going to lose your house, or you're going to lose it all. You got kids and a wife and a nice, happy life? Yep. Well, sadly, if you don't play ball, we'll take all that away from you. So what are you going to do? Are you going to play ball, or are you going to resist? Choice is yours. Blue pill, red pill. Yeah. But it's a sad, sorry state of affairs. You know? And who's the backer behind this as well? Because I know Monsanto is a huge backer for the geoengineering. But it can't just be one company. It's got to be others. It's got to be government sanctioned as well. It's got to be government sanctioned. That's the kicking the freaking bollocks about it. The government has had to sanction this. They must have agreed to this at some stage. I don't know where they agreed to it. I don't know how they agreed to it. I don't know what sort of backroom treaty or backroom policy was signed to make sure that they turn a blind eye to it and don't talk about it. But they must have signed off on it. You can't get that many companies, EasyJet, Ryanair, British Airways probably, all of these plane companies pumping out these toxic chemicals in the sky without government approval. Don't work like that. So the government has had to approve it. And so, when did it approve it? Was it Blair in the 90s? I won't put it past the lying little scumbag, but was it going on before then? We certainly knew about it. We certainly had the technology to cloud seed back in World War II. But that was just cloud seeding. This is really pumping toxic chemicals into the atmosphere. Nanotechnology, nano particles, tiny, tiny, tiny small particles that can suspend in the air. They can. Oh yeah, forgot about HARP as well, because HARP is the third. Oh, yeah, that's a whole freaking chapter missed out on this one actually. HARP, freaking hell, yeah, more microwaves. More microwave radiation being pumped into our atmosphere for the want and will of changing weather, changing climate, earthquakes, all of it. Directing hurricanes, making hurricanes, doable by HARP. Could also HARP be used to pump this massive, massive microwave radiation instead of pumping it vertically like it does, maybe pump it horizontally or curve it. Who knows? I don't know the inner workings of the HARP. All I know is that it's pumping a buckload of microwave radiation into the upper atmosphere. Like medium atmosphere, mid-atmosphere and lower atmosphere as well. Changing the jet stream, changing weather patterns. I'm pretty sure it was responsible for the Ethiopian droughts. And I'm pretty sure it's responsible for the Californian droughts. Nobody dares talk about it. Not one politician's been talking about the HARP geoengineering or anything like that. And to be such a crucial and important topic, it's obscene that they're not being questioned about it. So the very little things that we can do against it, detoxify, drink distilled water, use iodine, use, proper. I don't want to plug in 4Wars, but they do some good products. I've got the Mason iodine. Works. But I don't know how you're going to tackle aluminium, the aluminium that we're breathing in. Get an air filter. Who knows? But the one way we've just got to stop it from happening. That's it. That's the one way we protect ourselves from it, is stop it. Stop it at its root, stop it at its core, and stop these people from doing it. If we can stop the people from doing it, hopefully we can start getting it out of the atmosphere and start reversing what they've done. Because a lot of this they've done needs reversing. A lot of it needs reversing. We can't. It's not just good enough stopping them from doing it. or stopping it from happening anymore. It's about reversing it. It's about taking out what's bad and replacing it with what's good. We need more people. More people on the street. More people need to wake up. More people that act. You know, there's massive civil unrest. A lot of it's targeting the symptoms, but the symptoms need highlighting. You know, we need people at these rallies that are highlighting the symptoms to start saying, yeah, these are just the symptoms. They are the cause. They are the key root of this issue. We need to get them gone. We need to do something about them. Now you can see it from a broader perspective, little person. You can see it from a broader aspect of the way the world is working around us. And we can go on to the next march together, knowing more about who we're actually marching against and why we are marching in the first place. But, well, don't know where else to go on 5G. Geoengineering. It was a hot topic a few weeks ago. We should have really touched upon it then. But, yeah, here we go again. Lots of guests. Loads of experts. Yeah. Me just having a rant by myself. Woo. Oh, honey. Mare's tail, horsetail. We had a problem with that at my old house. And because it's a deep-rooted weed, it's very difficult to get rid of once it gets in. But hey, if it's got some benefits to it, then yeah, it's supposed to help get the aluminium. I'll have to look into that because there's a lot of weeds that are very beneficial. You know, dandelion roots being one of them. Yeah. We call it a weed, marijuana, hemp, cannabis. Solves a lot of problems. And I think that'll probably help detoxify the land as well. Probably as well as the people. But yeah, how long's it? You know, it's mid-May. No, it's the start of May, and the buds are only just forming on the trees. You know, you'd think the start of April, but the buds would be forming on the trees. No, it's delayed. It's changed. There's not enough light. There's not enough sunshine coming through. Every nice, clear blue sky day, you'll see planes flying over. Cripes, I'm living in a crappy little town that's not got many airports nearby. Well, it's got a couple nearby, but there's no reason for planes to be flying over this area, really. And you'll see a nice, clear blue sky day. And plane. For no reason. Heading north. Where are they flying to? Scotland? And you see all these cheap, subsidised flights. Cheap flights. I wonder why they can fly so cheap when aviation fuel is so expensive. And the aviation tax is so expensive. Who do you think's subsidising these flights? Who do you think's paying for them? Because it's not the customer. It's the people that want these chemicals sprayed out the back of the plane. But they use passenger flights as a ruse, as a red herring, as a way to shift the public opinion, as a way to say, no, it's just a plane. There's people flying on that plane. Because if there were massive unmarked military planes flying back and forth, you'd see a bit more of a public uproar. Yeah. Perhaps a couple of days ago, I saw an Apache helicopter, well, an Apache-style helicopter, flying over here. Might have been coming from BAE, but you don't often see that. You know, I thought the British military worked more with the, you know, this what is it, Seacat or the Lynx helicopters. They didn't really use Apaches. I didn't think we bought many of them. But to see one flying over Blackburn, who knows? Well, I'd like to end on a high note, on a happy note, because, a bit of a short show today. Nobody decided to join me, but hey, we carry on regardless. So, let's go for next weekend, May the 6th, if anyone can. Get down to London. Get to Speaker's Corner. Get up supporting Tommy Robinson. It's not just Tommy. It's everybody. Everybody needs free speech. If I could say what I wanted to say and shout it in the middle of the street, the world would be a better place. But I can't. If I said what I wanted to say around here, there'd be violence used against me. Definitely violence used against me if I said what I wanted to say around here. No doubt about it. If I freaking walked around with one of those little skull caps on, or one of the funky hats with the curly freaking sideburns on, guess what? I would be targeted. I would not make it out of Blackburn alive. I've been tempted to do a little show on this one, but I don't think I look right Jewish. Dress up as an Orthodox Jew and go around some estate agents around here and go around pretending to buy some houses. In some very, very Islamified areas. Yeah. Bit of a tricky one. I would probably need, a police escort. It's got that bad now. Definitely. But hey, so on the 6th on Sunday, is it Sunday? On the 6th of May, they're going to be at Speaker's Corner holding a rally to make sure that we can all say what we want, when we want, for whatever reason we want, and not have to care about any consequences. Then I believe there's other things coming along. I believe there's other things that are coming along. I think is it either the FLA or the DFLA are doing a march on the 19th in Manchester. Hopefully that goes well. I think that's more for about, anti-terrorism, free speech. I think the marches now are starting to conglomerate. They're starting to get together. They're starting to say, look, we're all fighting for the same cause. We're all anti-establishment here. We all see that it is the establishment, the deep state, that is causing these problems, and it's them we have to get rid of, and it's them that are the problem, not us. Them. Once we deal with that problem, we can move on to the symptoms of their problems. So I'm not so sure about the FLA and the DFLA split. I'm not into being into these groups anymore. They all seem to have, I think we all just need to unite under the British flag, under the British Constitution. That's what we need to do. That's it. It's that simple. But we need to get a fucking move on with it. It's got to happen this summer. I think this is possibly the last year of freedom. And I say that with a heavy heart. I can't even drink my drink now. I say that with a very heavy heart because by 2020, something's going to have happened. Something big would have happened by 2020. My timelines. Yeah, I might do a show on my timelines tomorrow or something. Because there's a few timelines that are in place and in play at the moment. And depending on what happens, can shift the timeline. Can shift it over to different things. And there's going to be a definite chain of events that Q's been suggesting that as well. but I have my own thoughts, my own ideas, my own opinions on them. So yeah, I think I might do that for the show tomorrow. Who knows? Who knows? I maybe even get a guest on. Hey! Well, yeah, like I said, just a short show this evening. Didn't do much planning, didn't do much preparation, but yeah, gave a bit of my knowledge on geoengineering and 5G. Stay strong, everybody. Battle's only just begun.